good, guys? Welcome back to All About Arsenal. And today, David Coote has been a very naughty boy. But before we get into that, let's talk about Chelsea 1-1 at the Stamford Bridge show. It was a much better performance by Arsenal. I think having Martin Odegaard back, we can see the clear difference. He's been missed. I really studied him because obviously he's just come back from such a serious injury. His movement was good. He wasn't as moving as sharp as you expected, but yeah, I would expect that coming back from an ankle injury that he had, or that he did have, or probably still struggling a little bit, but I saw that he wasn't really getting into goal-threatening opportunities. He just kind of floated around and he did a good job. He controlled the midfield. He's an anchor. You can see that when he's back in the team, there was stability. He got a great assist as well. I just think he's been the missing link. He's what we've been missing. He's the glue. He's the person that gels the team. But let me know what you think in the comments. Are we glad to have Odegaard back? And even better news, I don't want to say this because some Norway fans might say, how dare you say that to us? I don't know how the accent sounds, so I could be way off. But I know he is not traveling to Norway. Apparently he was on the plane and turned back, or because there was a consultation with the doctor and they basically said they don't really think it's good for him to go. I think it's a good decision. I know a lot of Arsenal fans would have been a bit afraid to see him back in his jersey for Norway, especially with what happened before, but I'm all for patriotism. I'm all for it, playing for your country and that. But he's just come back from such a nasty injury. There's always going to be that thought at the back of your mind that what if it happens again? So, you know, can't really blame Arsenal fans for being a bit afraid. So he's actually staying back in London to complete his rehabilitation, which I think is good news. That's going to be extra time for him to rest, extra time for him to work and to get sharper. Also, Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka will not be going with the England squad. Saka came off at the match at Stamford Bridge. I think he had a bit of a hamstring problem, so hopefully he rests up well. And it's good because I know Rice had a broken toe, and you can see that Declan Rice wasn't moving as he usually does, but he's a soldier. I rate Rice. Come on, get in there, Rice, baby, and all of that. So Arsenal did perform better. The goal that Pedro Neto scored was a good goal. We gave him a bit more, like too much time and space on the ball. Besides that, and the chance from Gusto at the beginning and the header from Nicholas Jackson. Every time Chelsea went forward, I was watching my missus. She was like, I was like, nothing's really going to happen. To be honest, you know, there's some teams when they go forward, even if it's a team that we expect to beat, depending on how the game goes, you feel that something could happen. I never really had that feeling with Chelsea. They had some of the ball, but they didn't really penetrate us. Our defense was decent besides the goal. But yeah, overall a better performance. We are 9 points off from Liverpool. I'll get into that about their title chances if they can actually win. But David Coote, naughty boy. Let's talk about Mr. David Coote. He is a referee for the PGMOL and was caught saying a few unsavory things about Jurgen Klopp. Although I'm not Liverpool fans, but I can imagine they would be in a storm. He called him the C word. I don't want to put it up for obvious reasons, but then he had to add his nationality, which just changes it from an insult to more of a racial slur. But let me know what you think in the comments. I think it was unnecessary, very unprofessional. I do understand that officials and referees will have beef with some players and managers who have got on their right nerves. And, you know, they will probably want to go home and have a bit of an event and express themselves. But you're professional. When you are an official in the biggest game or the biggest sport in the UK, you have to be careful about what you say. You know, there's nothing like off record. Somebody could be secretly recording you. You have to be careful about what you're saying. I think it was careless. He was reckless. He did look completely off his nut, as they will say. Yeah, don't know whether he was... Sorry, I just had something in my nose. But you understand what I'm trying to say. It was a bit of a... He didn't look in his right mind. So who knows, that might work in his favour when there's an inquiry investigation. But the bigger news is it doesn't look good on the PGMOL. Howard Webb, talk to us. Your boy flopped. And why is that such big news? For Arsenal fans who have had such a big conspiracy theory against the PGMOL, seeing something like this doesn't actually go down too well, because I start to think, and my imagination starts to run a bit wild, and I start to think, these guys probably have a WhatsApp group chat. God knows what they say. God knows what type of conversations are going on. It's obvious that there's some particular referees or players they do not like, And because they do not like them, does that bias now reflect in the way their games are refereed? Do they discuss amongst themselves that, oh, you're on that Arsenal match with XYZ team, make sure that you really frustrate them? It probably might be happening now. I do think there's going to be an inquiry into this, an investigation. And let me know what you think in the comments. Could this open up a can of worms? And could there be further investigations into the conduct of the PGMOL? There's been controversial red cards for Arsenal. Now this with Mr. Coote. Who knows? I do think a lot is going to happen. Don't be surprised, because now it's on the radar of everybody's mind. God knows if there's going to be a drip feed, boom, and all of a sudden, scandal upon scandal about PGMOL. I hope there isn't, because it's going to be very bad for the sport, but it might vindicate a lot of Arsenal fans and make us feel that little bit much better. Right, into other news. So, January transfer window. A lot of people have been saying that Arsenal need a striker. There's talk that Victor Gyökeres, apparently the president of Sporting Lisbon, has basically said in a very, I don't want to say, it's not cryptic, but just not leaving anything to imagination. There's a possibility that Gyökeres might leave. January transfer window, I doubt it. He's Sporting's firing man, top man, but they would definitely like to cash in on him. I believe he's rated at about 65 million at the moment. And that's a good price. I do think that Arsenal probably might try and do something in the January transfer window. Don't see it happen. It would have to be a ridiculous price, and you know, Arsenal not known for doing a lot of activity during the January transfer window. But Victor Gyökeres, what do you think? And I know we would love to have him, because people have been saying that Kai Havertz hasn't been firing. But guess what? The reason I believe that Havertz hasn't been at his best, there's no Odegaard. Odegaard has been the main person that's been feeding and fueling Kai Havertz and dropping those juicy balls. Remember that nice through ball that Odegaard played through to Havertz? Chelsea game, we whooped them 5-0. That's the type of stuff. When a striker, a number 9, is not getting service, you can't expect them to be effective. I'm all for a striker, but if we go for a striker, it needs to be someone like Gyökeres, blatantly. I do think, and let me know what you think in the comments, we really need another attacking midfielder. And I know we don't use this term anymore, SS, supporting striker, but you know what I mean. Since Odegaard has been out, there's been no creativity. I don't think that goals has been the problem for Arsenal. It's creativity. When you have a player that's clever enough to open up a defense, they will get opportunities for the number 9s and the wingers to do something. I believe we need another creative genius, a magician, in that number 10 role, just in case something happens with Odegaard. Wanyeri is good, but is he that player? You know, there's balls that Odegaard plays, his vision is next to none. And there's a video I made about Odegaard comparing him to Bergkamp, the Dennis Bergkamp. Let me know what you think about that video. And there's things that Odegaard does and you realize this is the type of fit of player. Some people are saying Smith Rowe, we shouldn't have sold him. Smith Rowe is good. He's more on the scale of Wanyeri more than Odegaard. Odegaard is just on another level. But let me know what you think in the comments. I think we need another creative, attacking, supporting striker type of player. In the game, let me just go back to Chelsea. Mourinho did well, you know. He was, first couple of minutes, you thought, oh, he's coming on for Declan Rice. But I think he had a good game. There was a lot of times he was under a press and he was able to keep his composure and hold the ball well during the match. I think he did well. Thomas Partey as well did well. He's really on good form, and I pray no injuries for Thomas Partey. Saka was a bit under par. I don't know whether he's already carrying an injury. Martinelli scored his goal. He had a chance before. He should have done something better. But overall, I think it was a better performance by Arsenal. Much better, composed. Chelsea, I don't really think Chelsea were like, oh my gosh. Chelsea had the chances that any other football team would have during the game. They weren't clear cut. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting there, I'm shivering, I'm biting my nails. Not at one time was I like that. But Arsenal doing better. 9 points clear, or 9 points off, or Liverpool 9 points clear from us. Let's talk about that. So a lot of Liverpool fans are probably saying, oh my gosh, look at us, we're going to win the league. Do I think so? They were in this position last year. Look what happened. I know they're going to say we didn't have Mo Salah, but Liverpool must really capitalize, because besides Jota, you guys have got a good squad, like full squad. You've got all your key players. So there's no reason why you guys shouldn't be going on strong. And they're doing that. They're taking advantage of what they have. But look at the next fixtures. Villa, I expected them to do better. They are away at Southampton. Anything can happen. I know some people might say, oh, these are lesser teams, man. They are home at Madrid. That's not going to be an easy game for them. That's not going to be an easy game. Then they go to Man City. Well, no, Man City are going to Anfield to play them. That's going to be tough. Then Newcastle away. That's going to be tough. Then Everton away. That's going to be tough. These next couple of fixtures are not going to be easy for Liverpool. And that's going to be make or break for them. They can drop points at Man City. They can drop points at Newcastle. They can drop points at Everton. And all Liverpool fans will probably say, no, it's not going to happen. You know it. Look what happened. I believe it was Calvin Lewis, Everton last year. If Liverpool can get past these games, right? If they win 2 of them and draw them, I will say they are strong contenders to win the league. Definitely. And I will say that hand on heart. This is where Arsenal, I think we've got Forest next. Arsenal need to go on a winning streak now. Now Odegaard is back. He's not going to Norway for internationals. He's going to have more time to get to peak level of fitness. Not peak, but better level of fitness. Arsenal need to win every game. We can have no slip-ups now. And the reason I'm saying is some people say 9 points clear, oh my gosh. But these next couple of games that Liverpool have, they could lose them. Imagine if they have 2 losses and a draw. That's 7 points lost. Arsenal win all their games or win the next 3 games. That's 12 points gained. So, no, sorry, 9 points gained. So, it's anything can happen. We know what happened to Arsenal around December. We were just off it. We went to Dubai, came back, and everything transformed. I don't know if there's any Dubai trips in the pipeline. Arteta, let us know how you're going to revamp the team, because something needs to change. But let me know what you think in the comments. Can Arsenal actually catch Liverpool? All things are possible. Football's unpredictable. We know what happened to Liverpool last season. Like I said, they were 8 points clear and they ended up 3rd. Let me know what you think, man. Well, thanks for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.